Stand by, recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Ehctv. I'm Will Seidel.
And I'm Khalil King. Welcome to this week's show. Will, glad to see you, buddy.
Well,
however, it's gonna take some getting used to, not having Abby by my side.
I know, poor Abby. She's out with the flu, I think, and she messaged me about 2 days ago asking if I could take her spot. So last minute, but we're gonna get through it.
Hopefully she does. It's been an awful way to spend Valentine's Day.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, Khalil, who do you have on set today, actually?
I actually have Cody Skinner, the head coach for the swimming team here, and the aquatics director as well. Who do you have on the set today?
I'm going to have Nathan Krause, the new vice president of SGA, taking over for Jordan Couch, who graduated last December.
Oh, Senator Krause.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what he has planned, this upcoming semester and next year as well. So
interesting. Should be looking forward to it. Yeah. We will now pass it over to Shayla Ditello with the news.
Hi, I'm Shayla Ditello bringing you today's news. Emory and Henry welcomes Grammy Award nominated Sweet Honey in the Rock to campus on Friday, February 16th. The award-nominated a cappella group will begin its performance at 7:30 p.m. in the Kennedy Reedy Theater of the McLaughlin Center of the Arts. As the group continues to cultivate, evolve, and add memorable moments to its indelible legacy as activists and artists, Sweet Honey in the Rock has stayed true to its mission to educate, entertain, and empower audiences and communities through the dynamic vehicles of a cappella singing and American Sign Language interpretation. The Emory and Henry women's basketball team is holding a fundraiser to raise money for the hospital where their new star member of the team, Ellie Large, is receiving treatment for leukemia. The team is selling shirts for $10 with the message, "Fight Cancer" on the front. If you have interest and would like to help for the great cause, please contact Taylor Jefferson. Artist Heather Dewey Hagborg collects hair, chewed gum, and cigarette butts from the streets, public bathrooms, and waiting rooms of New York City. She extracted DNA from them and analyzed it to computationally generate 3D printed life-size, full-cover portraits representing what those individuals might look like based on genomic research. An exhibition of her work will run from February 12th to March 9th in the MCA Gallery. That's going to be it for me today. It was a pleasure and have a great day. My name is Shayla Ditello.
Last spring, Jordan Couch and Jordan Smith were elected president and vice president of SGA, replacing Chase Krickenberger and Taylor Fisher. However, this past fall, Jordan Couch actually graduated and left the vice president spot open. Joining me today here is the newly appointed vice president by Jordan Smith, Nathan Krause. Nathan, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for letting me be on.
So, vice president of SGA, has it hit you? Does it feel real?
Well, I think starting out in January, I basically hit the floor running, getting some of the basic procedures down for the Senate, educating myself in order to make SGA as efficient as possible. So I think now I'm in kind of a good flow, and working as senator my sophomore year and chief of staff this past semester has really made that transition pretty easy.
So how were you appointed? Did Jordan Smith come to you personally, or were you elected? How does this come about?
Well, last year, Jordan won the election. They asked me to come on as their chief of staff. And our process for when there's a vacancy with vice president is that the president appoints a new VP, and then the Senate confirms them. So Jordan gave me the honor, and I do see it as an honor to be able to serve as vice president for the spring semester. And then the senators had enough faith in me to confirm me as vice president of the student body.
Awesome. So being vice president now, what have you and Jordan talked personally of plans that you guys have for Emory here in the spring semester?
Well, Jordan Smith is, I think, continuing his basic plans that he's been working on all year. He has promised as a candidate to have a major artist come on campus, and for Ampersand Day, we have 2 major country groups that are going to be here that the Senate just confirmed are appointed or appropriated, that's the correct term, appropriated money for. So we're really excited to have them, to have a big Ampersand show. And working with Jordan and the Senate, we're working on a major rewrite of our basic processes to make it more efficient and more student-focused so that we can be the best governing body here on campus.
So what kind of plans does Jordan have? I mean, I've never actually heard of the plans he set in place when he was elected last spring. What are some plans and what has he put in place here?
Well, I think the job of the student body president is really to make sure that things run smoothly, and that's what I helped him a lot as as a chief of staff. And as now as vice president, I'm continuing that role just in a different function. Before I was working a lot with the executive branch, with the cabinet. Now I'm working a lot more with the Senate, helping them be as efficient and make as good as decisions as possible.
So when you came here to Emory and Henry your freshman year, did you ever think when you first stepped foot on campus, like, hey, I was going to be vice president of student body or maybe president one day? Did it ever hit you?
I had no idea. Coming onto campus, I really wasn't familiar at all with the process here. But once my freshman year, I learned more about it. I realized that this was something I really wanted to do. So coming in my sophomore year, I ran, and thankfully for the students had enough faith in me to elect me as their student senator for Carragher, Matthews, and Sullins. And through a lot of work, I was able to really put in some policies that ultimately got me the position, or the award of Senator of the Year, which I was super grateful. Never thought that I'd get that award, but that was a huge gift that the other senators saw me as someone that they could look up to. And so I've just moved into chief of staff and VP now. Had no idea that this was going to happen.
So have your roles changed? Has your social life changed, basically, in the council or anything like that? What's so different about being chief of staff to vice president?
Well, chief of staff is a major job, is to work and make sure that Jordan's policies are being fulfilled through the student body. As student body vice president, my job is to be the presiding officer of the college senate, and so I'm the chief advocate for that. So when I'm going through those, I always have to think about the long-term integrity of the institution. And that means sometimes talking to senators and helping them to realize the implications of some of their decisions that they're making in order to ensure that the Senate is the representative body and can always serve senators today and in the future.
All right, last question for you, Nathan. So now being vice president, is there thoughts of possibly running for president once Jordan leaves this spring? Any consideration?
I'll leave you hanging on that one.
You'll leave me hanging on that one? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's something I'm definitely considering about, figuring out what my senior year wants to look like. I'm considering all my options.
Absolutely. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you.
Nathan Krause, Vice President of SGA. And now I'll pass it over to Evan Underwood for this week's Sports Update.
What up, was? I'm Evan Underwood with this week's Sports Update. The Emory and Henry College women's basketball team picked up its 7th straight win Saturday, 73-47 over Randolph College. With the victory, ENH is almost assured a spot in the top 4 of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference in the first round bye in the ODAC tournament. Sophomore forward Peyton Williams led the Wasps with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Sophomore forward Sydney McKinney had 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, while junior Chloe Harris put up 11 points off the bench. Junior forward Taylor Blevins notched 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. As sophomore forward Kara Stafford added 9 points and 8 boards. Junior guard Tessa Johnson contributed 9 points off the bench. The Emory and Henry men's basketball dropped its 4th straight game on the road Saturday versus Randolph-Macon, 63-59. Branscombe finished with the 10 points and 10 rebounds, while sophomore guard Daniel Spencer came with 3 assists short of just a triple-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. Sheeler had 15 points, while junior forward Alec Wynn tacked on 6 points and 10 rebounds. We also want to congratulate Chase Branscombe on his 1,000th career point at Emory and Henry. The Emory and Henry College softball team got its 2018 season start with a pair of victories over Salem College Friday afternoon on the road. The Wasps took Game 1 by a score of 8-0 and notched a come-behind win 8-7 in Game 2. With the win in Game 1, head coach Tommy Forrester earned its 100th victory at the helm of the Wasps. He became the fastest coach to reach 100 wins in the program history. We also want to congratulate the Emory and Henry women's swimming team for finishing 4th at the ODAC Conference Championships on Sunday. I'm Evan Underwood, and this has been the Sports Update.
Hello world, I'm Khalil King, and this is your sports interview. Today we have with us on set Cody Skinner, the head coach for the women's and men's swim team, also the director of aquatics here at Emory and Henry College. Cody, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. First, I want to get in talking about your opportunity as an assistant coach in New York and how that contributed to your coaching development.
Well, I started off in upstate New York, just outside the capital of Albany. I was an assistant there for 2 years. I worked primarily with the distance freestyle group there, writing their workouts, running their meets, running their whole season for them. But I had a lot of success when I was there. Saw all my kids did personal best times. And I also had a chance to assist with the breaststrokers there, because that's what I mostly swam when I was in college. We qualified 4 kids to NCAA meet in my 2 years there, and 2 of those kids went on to become All-American, so top 8 of the national championship meet. And it was a great opportunity. I want to thank Scott Felix, the head coach there, for giving me my first start into college coaching.
Yeah.
But I think I really learned there how to recruit, how to write a workout, how to run a season from start to finish. The weightlifting aspect, learning how to run a weight room. Also did a little bit with the pool there, running that aquatic center there as an assistant aquatics director. Just learning, managing guards, managing people, but it was a great experience. I love my time there, but I love being at Emory Henry even more now.
That's awesome. And obviously you would being in the head coaching position now. I saw where you were the recruiter, so you basically had no time as an assistant coach there. Tell me about your direction coming out of college. Did you see yourself going into coaching? Because your degree is in what, health promotions?
So, yes. I actually started off as an athletic training major, and I switched to education. That's where I kind of wanted to be a high school swim coach. Then I went later on. I volunteered with my college team for a little bit after I graduated, went back, and I really saw college athletics, and that's the way I wanted to go. So I asked my coach what I needed to do. He put me in contact with different people, different coaches around the country, and that's how I ended up in New York, just mutual friends. He vouched for me, put his name on the line, and Felix at Union took me up, and I've been grateful ever since, and put my head to the ground and been going ever since I got there. So it's a pretty good start. So I guess I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I finally figured out what I want to do. I love coaching and can't wait to see where my path goes from here.
That's awesome. I hope my transition is as smooth as that was for you. Let's talk about when you first got here to Emory, where Emory was, and in what ways you, if there was a need for improvement, and what ways you wanted to take the team.
Yeah, I mean, coming in last year, we just had the women's team, so it was a good start. I mean, very talented women's team, having Michaela Nolte, national qualifier on the team, other seniors that were very strong swimmers. We also saw a lot of drop. I think they had 18 girls the year before I took over, and I believe my first year here, we ended up with 10 girls on the team, so we lost 8 girls over one season, which is pretty huge. We lost our record holder, but she left before I even got the job here. So I guess we're kind of in a rebuilding process. Last year we finished 3rd at the conference meet. This year we finished 4th, but we had a little humps in the road, and adding the men's team, I think it's been tremendous. Great chance I got here to start the men's program. Building it up, we had 3 solid guys this year. Couldn't be happier with how they swam, the effort level they give in every day, day in and day out. And it's actually helped the women's team. I think having the male component helps push them more in practice, because there's a little bit people more there to compete with. I think it's helping both sides, and it's looking great for 2018, 2019 season.
Yeah, that's great. I saw doing a little research and saw where you were actually a 4-year conference finalist. Can you tell me what aspects you think is more important as far as being in the pool versus the things that you do outside the pool, that's dieting, including like sleeping and weight training?
I guess, yeah, swimming is a little bit different of a sport. I like to say it's a mixture between track and field and, I guess, wrestling, because you're kind of using wrestling, you're using the whole body to work out, the endurance and the cardio of the track and field. I think nutrition is probably one of the most important part, in hydration, staying hydrated in the pool while you're swimming. Most of the time, the kids don't even know they're sweating because their body's already wet, so you don't feel that your body's sweating. So staying hydrated during practice, eating healthy outside of the pool, that's key. I mean, that's where you gain all that energy. I think when I was swimming, I was eating anywhere from like 7,000 to 10,000 calories a day. So, I mean, you eat a lot, you burn a lot during a practice. So staying in nutrition, I think the work in the pool is obviously probably the most important part. We trained 19 weeks in a row. We went from September 4th to February 11th, which was yesterday. And 2 days ago, we just finished up with the ODAC championship, and now the team gets some recovery time. Spent some time outside of the pool. I told them take a month off. So
a long time off.
I mean, I told them I don't want to see them in the pool for a month, so give their body a chance to recover. So it's pretty good for their body and gives them a mental break as well to catch up on classes that we missed.
Great. Well, Cody, it's been awesome having you here today. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
And thank you guys for watching. I will now swing it over to Will Seidel with the rant.
Have you ever had some friends that just won't leave you alone? Like they want to do something with you every stink of time, and they just will not leave you alone? Well, check this out. I have my handy dandy spanker defector, and no, this was definitely not my grandma's roller, which I stole, and she's probably looking for right now. And with it, I whacked the far out of my friends to kingdom come. Now, where are they? One's got to be around here somewhere. I almost had him that time. Almost had him. But next time he pops up, though, I'm going to get him real good. Now, as I was saying, you know what I mean? They just pop up and poof, and then they just. Mother of God. You see what I mean? It's like a restraining order can't keep these guys away from me. Now, okay, all right, that's it. I've had it. I'm gonna give that boy a big old whacking on his noggin so hard, it'll make his ancestors dizzy. And
Hey everybody, I'm Addie Gillespie and welcome to this week's segment of Tweet, Pray, Love. Each week I get on Twitter and I post an off-the-wall hashtag topic, and it's up to you, the Emory and Henry community, to come up with some good information for me to use on the show. So, with the help of the Tweet, Pray, Love Peanut Gallery, we'd like to bring your opinion to the forefront of fame, and by that I mean local TV. In honor of Valentine's Day tomorrow, we decided to do Ehctv Day. I asked you guys to tell me what you thought you liked about Valentine's Day or maybe didn't like about Valentine's Day. And this is what we got. Khalil King said, all-day application submissions and chocolate drop-offs will be accepted and appreciated at Hickory 112 tomorrow. So take note on that. Skylar Hill said, my fave thing about Valentine's Day is all the goodies go on sale. Christina Mitchell said, spending time studying with my cat. That's always fun. Annie Linhart said, calories don't count on Valentine's Day, aka I'm eating all the chocolate I can. Oh, yeah. And Derek Boardwine replied to Annie Linhart and said, wait, is this true? Do calories really not count on Valentine's Day? Wondering for a friend. That's all we have for you on Tweet, Pray, Love. Have a great Valentine's Day.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in reporting?
How about
radio, television,
Graphic design?
Emory and Henry has the program for you. The Middle Appalachian High School Media Association is looking to recruit high school students. Put your media skills to the test at E&H's annual MASMA competition. Rewards for the competition includes scholarships to E&H. The Mass Communications program offers access to a number of great opportunities for students to get involved, from Ehctv to WEHC 90.7 to the Emory and Henry White Topper. Find out more at ehc.edu/media.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in reporting?
from me. So I'm going to be single this
Whoa,
Valentine's Day.
wait, you can't keep them away from you?
Yeah, they always want to spend time with you, as evident.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
you saw what I was trying to do up there.
Are we talking about Evan or are we talking about girls?
Mostly Evan.
Oh,
but,
mostly
you know,
Evan. So you don't have the
You
other
know,
problem?
I wish. But,
Okay,
you know.
well, you saw my tweet. I have people, submitting date applications and chocolates to my room, so that should be interesting. I should have a good day, hopefully.
All right.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you this week. We will see you next week.